Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United lose 1-0 to Wolves and it's time to back your manager. I think that there are so many things I want to get into. Bruno's red card's a disgrace, an honouring goal, individual mistakes, players who don't even want to play for this club earning 300 grand a week. There's all sorts to talk about, but fundamentally, I think I want to nick a line from the watch-along where it was basically this: the worse it gets, the louder the message becomes. And I'm at the point now where I never thought we were going to get top four. Europa League could still be something. I do believe in that. But we have to back this manager. If we can do anything in this fan base, we have to back this manager and put the blame where it belongs to be. Ineos, Glazers, players. These are the people that have fundamentally, over the last 12 months, taken us to this point. A manager that comes in the November international break to a shit show cannot be responsible for what's happening in late December. The players have to look at themselves. We have got a goalkeeper that has cost us loads of goals in recent weeks. We've got a captain that's been sent off 3 times in 12 months. Okay, 1 got rescinded, but what's going on there? We've got players that don't want to turn up on 300 grand a week, 350 grand a week. We've got players that are injured on 250 grand a week. This club is broken from top to bottom, and I am as frustrated as you are frustrated, but I think sometimes it's got to get worse for it to get better. And we absolutely have to give this manager the responsibility to remove players and bring players in. And if we're trying to polish a turd, it's still going to be a turd. And I say it again, I said it at the end of the watch along. There's so many fans out there that scream and shout, and I don't think they've got a fucking clue about the club they support. I think it's just about noise and retweets and everything like that, because Ten Hag out, bold fraud out. And I backed Ten Hag. Some of us backed Ten Hag. He deserved the sack in the end. I don't back him beyond that. But my point always was, we're screaming and shouting. We're threatening. We're calling him a bold fraud. We're victimising him. And he was never the problem. Just the same as Marcus Rashford is not the problem. They may be a problem. They probably represent a percentage of the problem. But sacking Ten Hag and selling Marcus Rashford doesn't solve the problem. Ten Hag's not here anymore. Rashford's not played for 3 games. They both need to be removed. One of them already has. But there's a hell of a lot more than that. We're not 1 or 2 problems away from the solution. We're about 20 problems away from the solution. We are in debt. We have a rotting stadium. The Glazers are still here. Ineos, to me, at this moment in time, are on thin ice. They've brought a good manager in, and the next 3 weeks are absolutely pivotal. They've been here for 12 months. It's not a coincidence that the most symbolic area that I think every mainstream pundit, journalist will miss, and every ranty, shouty content creator or Twitter or website will miss. Fundamentally, there is one thing that jumps out that is so obvious and is so symbolic of Manchester United's problems, and it actually happened in 4K right in front of you today. For the 12 months that Ineos have been here, we haven't had a fucking left-footed player playing on the left back or the left wing or anything like that. We haven't had a left back for the entirety of Ineos' time here. The last left back we had was Reguilon, who we sent back in January, which was a week after Ineos came in. We didn't get a left back. Luke Shaw and Malacia have been injured for basically the whole 12 months. We didn't get a left back in the summer. We don't have a left back now. We are probably the only club in the Premier League across the last 12 months that hasn't had a starting left back for the entirety of that time. And Bruno Fernandes gets sent off today and costs us the game because we don't have a left-footed player. Because the ball starts with the low, and for the millionth time, instead of going down the left-hand side and probing with a left foot, he cuts back inside to his stronger foot, plays a shit pass to Bruno, who can't control it, has to lunge to get the second touch, and gets sent off. Shit. Absolute shit. But it all comes from the fact that we don't have a left-hand side. And yet, Maguire's pinging perfect 50-yard balls to Delo. All game, we're going down the left-hand side, and we don't have a fucking left-footed player. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And this is something that has to be solved in January. And they can moan about FFP, and they can moan about PSR, but how about I don't give a shit? It's time to do what must be done. And if they want to come out and say, there's no money, fuck off and sell the club. Seriously, fuck off and sell the club. I don't want to hear any more about governmental policies or Gary Neville or generation of the area or projects that we're planning or FFP or PSR. You fucking bought 25% of the club with the Glazers. That's not my problem. That's not your problem. I don't give a shit about your lack of money. You've sacked people. You've cancelled Christmas parties. And guess what? We're fucking shit on the pitch. We are absolutely shit. Shitter than we were 12 months ago. So I don't want to listen to FFP or PSR. Shit or get off the potty. You ain't having any more time. You're not having any more time. You fucked it in the first 12 months. We are worse than when you came in. We don't have a new stadium plan. We don't have a current stadium plan. The Glazers are still here. The debt is still here. Fuck off or sort it out. But don't start going on about PSR or FFP, because you tell you what, I hope you got the world's smallest violin for Christmas because no one's listening to it. We could have sold this football club and got rid of the Glazers and got rid of the debt, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So January, for me, when it comes to Ineos, is the time you either deliver or you fuck off. Because we can't... Really simple equation. It's time to back Amorim. I feel sorry for Amorim. He's the only person I feel sorry for. I think he speaks fantastically well. I think he's a fantastic coach. And I think he has a fantastic vision. And I think he's fucked. Because I think he is in a situation where anybody would fail. So it's time to back Amorim, and that's what we must do as a fan base. It's time to sack some of these players. Oh yeah, brother and sister, mother and everybody else, and father. It's time to sack the players. But it's been time to sack players for 6 years. So who sacks the players? Ineos. So it's Ineos. I'm sorry, it's not the manager. Players can't sack themselves. It's time for Ineos to step up, deliver better players, and fuck some of these players off. And it's as simple as that. And what I'm absolutely stunned by tonight is that when I roll back 18 months to, we shouldn't get rid of De Gea, we shouldn't get rid of De Gea, you don't know anything. You don't know fucking anything. We need Costa. We need Onana. We need a ball-playing goalkeeper. And I said, no, we need a goalkeeper who keeps the ball out the net because we don't play out from the back. Well, we need to transform into that. No, we don't play out from the back because we haven't got defenders, midfielders and attackers who can play possession football. Now, we need a ball-playing goalkeeper. No, we need a goalkeeper who stops shots. And when we've built a team that's possession-based, then we can get a position-based goalkeeper. No. Fuck De Gea off. And here we are. A goalkeeper that for the second week in a row is letting goals in directly from a fucking cross. Also, 3 months ago, get this bold fraud out. If I see this bold fraud, I'm going to knock him out. All this shit. All over the live chat. Yeah, he's not the problem. We can sack him. But what happens next? Don't care. It's all on him. It's all the manager. It's the manager. Get rid of the manager. We've got rid of the manager for a better manager, and it's got worse. Because actually, those of us who were saying when Ten Hag was here, it's the players. Well, it's the players. So I'm very, very pissed off about where Man United are at the moment. Very, very pissed off. But it almost galvanises me because I don't get what the point would be in me sitting here and going, oh, fucking Onana, Bruno, oh, fucking this, oh, fuck off. Oh, you know, what does that do? Like, we should have been doing that for 12, 18 months. What I'm actually going to do is back this manager. That's what I'm going to do because I don't care how bad it gets. I'm not sacking another manager. I didn't really want to sack Ten Hag, but we did. I am not sacking another manager. This is not happening. I am not doing it. And I hope everybody else agrees with me. I don't care if we get fucking relegated. I am not sacking this manager. Get rid of the Ineos and the Glazers and get rid of the players before we do this. Because I tell you, there's a part of me that thinks, you know what? I'm actually glad this bunch of shit has shown their true colours from day one. Because if they glowed up like they did under Ollie, it would have killed Amorim later. The fact that they've been shit from his first game, Ipswich, they can't even beat Ipswich. That's not on the manager. New manager comes in with ideas and a system, and the new players can't even bounce. They've got all the bounce of a bloody bowling ball. They can't even bounce against Ipswich away because they're shit. They are shit. Not all of them. Some of them are part of our future. But somebody in the live chat was saying today, well, it's clearly the manager. Anthony's come on. He's still shooting. Ahmad's still shooting. Yeah, he's obviously telling them to do it. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Have you ever played sport? Have you ever played sport? There's not a lot of time to think. You play on instinct. You play on what you are. They're shooting because they're twats. They won't be being told to shoot. They'll be told to pass. But they get into a situation, adrenaline, low IQ, and they start shooting. And there's a 5-yard pass, and the low IQ kicks in, and they misplace it. It's this. Some of these players will be players that you like. Some of them will be players that I like. But there's a massive question mark over their IQ. They're not intelligent. I actually think they suit Ollie ball. Let's be well organised and let's counter quickly and let's shoot and let's rely on moments. Because we're not good enough to play possession football like everybody else. And I think that's what it comes down to. They're not good enough. I mean, the red card for Bruno, right, the referee today was shit. Every foul was a yellow card. He was rubbish. But as much as Howard Webb said, when you've got a yellow card, he wants a higher threshold for the second yellow. And as far as I remember, Bruno got a yellow card and then his next foul was a second yellow. So there was no, ultimately the PJMOL are shit. But Bruno gets sent off in the final third when we're on the attack. We have the ball at the start of the second half and he gets sent off. That's incredible to me. That is absolutely incredible that we have the ball on the attack and it ends not with a shot, not with a corner, not with a near miss. It ends with us getting a man sent off. That is fundamentally another big message that we're indisciplined and we're lazy because we can't even keep the ball that we have. And not only that, we end up recklessly making a silly tackle to try and win it back. Let Ineos warn Amorim to fix the system, not the players, says the Himalayan Pig. Okay, idiotic. I don't even need these players to love the club. All I need is for these players to do their work because they get paid, says Bradley Clout. You need to sign Gyökeres. Look, you need to sign Gyökeres. You need to sign Osimhen. We need to bring Rashford back. Garnacho should have started. Doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make a difference because neither of them none of those players are a goalkeeper and none of them are the captain who's just got sent off. That's why we lost the game. And also, there was no service into Gyökeres. There's no service into the striker. So, and we need this, we need that. You know what we fucking need? We need another Agate and we need a left-footed player. And we need a number 10. We need those three. Because we create fuck all, we're shit down the left-hand side, and we're not strong enough in the midfield. So if I had 3 picks right now, obviously Kuna from Wolves would be very interesting. I need like an Edison from Atalanta, and I need a left-sided player that can be Anthony Robinson, Kirkes, Gutierrez. Like, there are options out there. I want those 3. Oh, we need Gyökeres because if you put Gyökeres in the team, he's like a card that will get you 10 goals every game. Yeah, we need Gyökeres and Osimhen as a front 2. Yeah, it's childish. It's fucking immature. You may as well go and stand outside Old Trafford and shout bold fraud again. Grow up. We don't need fucking Gyökeres. We need to create chances first. We need a left-footed player down the left-hand side. We need another player in the pivot who can play with Agate. And we need some pace. And look, I tweeted it, so I'm not going to not say it. Even before the Bruno red card, I said, he's too slow for that position. Against Bournemouth, he's getting into good positions and they're catching him up. He's not quick enough for that position. And he can't play in the pivot. Look, Bruno's a conversation. He's a conversation, but it's a weird one because they love him at the club. He's the captain of the team. Amorim loves him. And I don't think it's on the agenda that he will go. In the fan base, it's a different conversation. It's more 50-50. We're worse with Bruno not on the pitch, but on the pitch, I think he's off the pace. I don't know who we question about that contract, but I would put it at the fitness team again and communication because he looks slower this year than he's ever looked. And we've just given him 300k a week on a massive contract. It's classic United. We're not looking at the bigger picture. Why have we given him a pay rise when he looks slower than he did last season? And I don't know what to say about that. Literally, people in this chat are Amorim out. Mate, I don't care if they're Amorim out. Let them be Amorim out. I'm never going to stop supporting Manchester United. I don't think anybody who is a Man United fan is. But we're not changing the manager and making any difference here. You can keep polishing your turd. You can keep doing that if you like. But I actually embrace the fact that we're getting worse because the message is becoming clearer. I think there are people out there that still think we should probably put Rashford back in the team, or that if Garnacho had started today, we would have won, or if Casemiro had played, we would have won. None of those positions actually changed the game. The game was lost by Bruno getting sent off and Onana not defending a corner. I mean, the interesting thing is, where was the Wolves goal going to come from if we didn't gift it them? And Bournemouth, mistakes. Forest, mistakes. Spurs, mistakes. Wolves today, mistakes. We're losing games because individuals are making mistakes. It's a play. It's an ability thing. It's a player IQ thing, and it's staring us in the face. I've got to say this. I mean, look, there's a massive part of me that's just. I'll talk about it more at 10 o'clock tomorrow when I've calmed down a bit. But we've hit 2 million subscribers. Thanks everyone who subscribed. 2 million is amazing for a football community, and I don't want to gloss over it. But I'm just very, very pissed off about where Manchester United are. But 2 million subscribers for a football community that is independent and always will be is absolutely incredible. Most won't even get 500,000. Very few will get 1 million. So 2 million subscribers is absolutely incredible. And as pissed off as I feel, I will never not state that it's all of you that have achieved this. It's a community, and it never would have happened. And I remember the Sunday evenings, we'd be... The scary thing is, 10 years ago, when we started this, we were talking about Van Gaal losing games in front of 10 people. And now we've got 2 million subscribers and thousands watching. So that's, in a way, very relevant. One, a massive thank you to you. Thanks everyone who subscribed. But two, this is not new. This has been going on for 10 years. Manchester United are 10 years deep into this nightmare. And when something's been going wrong for 10 years, you don't solve it by sacking Ten Hag and bringing Amorim in. You've got to go bigger than that. To me, this is like, even like Eriksen and Maguire, they didn't do anything wrong today, but they're well into their 30s now. Like, they can't be the future. Mount and Shaw, great players when they're fit, I believe, but where the fuck are they? They're never fit. Casemiro's coming on as a cameo for 350 grand a week. It's a mess, and it's a massive mess. It's a huge mess, and I think this is why a lot of people wanted the mega rich owner. I remember saying it. I didn't know it was Qatar at the time, but I remember saying when the Glazers put the club up for sale, the only chance of a way back is billionaire owner, because it's so broken at Man United, you've got to have very deep pockets. FFP will dictate what you can do in the playing squad, but FFP doesn't dictate who you sack, what stadium you built, what your training facilities are like. And we are still scratching around. I mean, I tell you what, maybe I'm just very angry, but I look at the ownership model of Man United now. The Glazers are still here with 50%. Sir Jim's sacking people. And the whole Glazer out movement has just disappeared. For what? We had protests going on just over a year ago. We're worse on the pitch now than we were then. And the Glazers are still here. And Ineos are sacking people. And everyone's just sort of sat there going, what's happened? Like, we are in a fucking mess. And for some reason, this Ineos deal has happened and it's just shielded everything. Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And actually, we're still owned by the Glazers. We're still in debt. And we're worse than we were a year ago. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Kenji says, the heads did not drop for the 9 men. Give them 6. Congratulations to everyone at United Stand, says Mojo. Thank you, Mojo. Welcome to the Members Club, Karen. How do you think we will do against Newcastle? Well, no Agate, no Bruno. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very low about United at the moment. You can't ignore the January transfer window. You have to do something in the January transfer window because we're so bad. And you can't go back. You can't go, oh, Rashford, come back. That's just the worst thing that can happen. Like, you can't go back. You're going down the road now. It might need to get worse to get better, but we've got to get more players in. Ineos have cut staff, cancelled bonuses, extended and sacked Ten Hag, bought in and sacked Ashworth, openly deprioritised the women's team, yet no criticism. I wonder how media would react if it was Saudi. I don't know what Manchester United Supporters Trust is doing either. I don't know what the fan base is doing collectively. Great points. Absolutely. It's a shit show. Why don't we play hungry younger players, says John. Congratulations, says Paolo. Thank you for the content. The heads did not drop. Done that one. Bruno is rash in the tackle and wasteful in possession. He can't play in that deeper midfield role. Amorim can't pick him there in the future, or it's on him, says Anthony. Current squad, no manager could fix, says Garfield. Alex, welcome to the Members Club. Where does Amorim go from here, says Hurtful Replies. I don't know, mate. Bruno reminding me of Rooney post-2014. He's a misfit, says SG. New players that joins the club gets infected by the senior players losing mentality. It's been going on for years, Killen. It's a great point. Literally done that one. When you offer nothing, you are nothing. Complete rebuild, says Ginger Red. These players are just full of piss. I can't be arsed, says Red Pill. Amorim is 100% the man for the job. Get these bum players out, says Salad. Amorim is becoming more like Garnacho. Ahmad is becoming more like Garnacho. It's not selfishness. It's the fact that they know if they don't do it all on their own, it just won't happen, says Noah. I'm tired of watching them, says Constantine. What changes week to week? We need quality players for every position, says Hurtful Replies. And we don't even have a left-footed player to play on the left-hand side. Play Anthony left wing back, his left foot, and Beta defensively, says Grant. I thought Anthony was shit when he came on, by the way. Running around with a load of effort with no end product. I don't even need these players to love the club. I've done that one. Right, let's do the player ratings. Look, I don't even care. I do care, but I don't even care, you know? I mean, what does it do? It never does anything. 2 for me. I think we've been sabotaged on the player ratings, by the way, because I've seen who the man of the match is. So just bear in mind that some of these might be higher than they should be. In fact, let me just reset. 2 for me for Onana. I just think that goalkeeper, that corner has cost us the game. Yoro, 6. I don't think he was that bad. We've definitely been sabotaged here. They're never normally this high. Harry Maguire, 6. These are definitely higher than they should be. 6 for Martinez. I don't think any of the defenders had a bad game, actually. For the position Mazraoui was playing, I'd say 5. I think that we need more on the attack. Agate, I would give him a 7. I thought he was my man of the match, actually. Mainu, 5, was below average. Delo, 5 again, below average. Ahmad, 5, below average. Bruno, mate, it's got to be a 3. Rasmus, 5, below average. Anthony, 5, below average. Casemiro, 6. Anar Eriksson, 6. Garnacho, 5, below average. Xerxes, 5, below average. And then Amorim, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's very difficult. Team selection. Look, let me be very honest here, because there's no point. I back this manager. I want this manager to do well. But I don't like going anywhere in the Premier League and playing a back 5. And we played a back 5. I said it in the preview. I would have put Ahmad on the right and either Garnacho, Xerxes or Anthony next to Bruno. We're playing Wolves. They're 3rd from bottom. They concede loads of goals. We haven't scored in our last 2 games now. And we played a back 5. Delo is a fucking waste of time going forward down the left-hand side because he cuts inside and shoots. He never does anything creatively. So he's a waste of time. So your whole attacking is coming from Mazraoui, who, you know, he's an okay attacking fullback. But so you're basically playing a back 5. You've got 3 centre-backs against Wolves and 2 fullbacks. You don't need a back 5 against Wolves. And we played a back 5. Even though the fundamentals of it might not be a back 5, you've got fullbacks. I'd have played Ahmad. So I wasn't happy about that. But beyond that, everything else is down to decision making. Bruno gets himself sent off. And Arna doesn't deal with the corner. Multiple misplaced passes. Multiple shots from distance. Defensively, I thought we did well. Offensively, I thought it wasn't very good. So I'll probably give him a 5. Man of the match, I've seen it. You're not going to like it. Why is it not doing it? Oh, Agate has got man of the match. It was Bruno before. I think we've been sabotaged massively. I do agree with Agate getting man of the match, and I definitely am happy about it because he must have moved past Bruno, because I could see in the backsies Bruno's 2nd place with 25% because we've been sabotaged. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, God, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit at the end of the day who the man of the match is? It doesn't really matter, does it? I tell you what, I've had a fantastic Christmas. We've hit 2 million subscribers, and those 2 things are things I'm not going to allow this bunch of multimillionaires to destroy. But Man United means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to you. And even if you're not a Man United fan, your club will mean a lot to you. Football means a lot to you. And this is about as low as it's been. You know, we've sacked Ten Hag now. Well, we should have got rid of him in the summer. We've done that, and we're still absolutely shit. And it's got absolutely nothing to do with the manager. This is to do with ownership and decisions made by that ownership and what they're going to do in the next 2 weeks. Because I'll tell you this for free, and you already know it. If we are going to keep trying to be successful with this squad, we are going to fail. And you know what I mean? They might get rid of 1 or 2. This needs to be a complete and utter refit. This needs ripping out and rebuilding. And it might take 4 years. It might take 5 years. But if they don't do it because they're scared of losing money, because they gave stupid contracts out, we're going to fail. And look, we know the Rashford situation. We know the Garnacho situation. We know the Casemiro situation. You might throw Bruno into this now. Now, I don't know what to think about this. I'm going to have to think about it. But we extended a guy from 250 grand a week to 300k a week in the summer. 6 months into Ineos being in charge. That needs to be studied. Why did you do that? Why did we do that? Why did we extend that contract by that amount of money to a player that's 30 years of age and hasn't been playing well for a year? He's been sent off 3 times this year. He's chaotic. He's indisciplined. He's not playing well. I understand why he's doing it, because it's that whole eager to win, trying to do everybody's job. But ultimately, it's inefficient. If you're the hotel manager and you're making the beds and hoovering the floors and checking in the guests, and you're meant to be the hotel manager, that's what Bruno's doing. He's doing too much, and it's chaotic, and mistakes are being made. Simple as that. Right, I'm going to go on and get myself a turkey sandwich and chill out. I'm just absolutely fed up tonight, to be honest with you. But it's Christmas, and we've hit 2 million subscribers, and that's something that will, make me hopefully focus on what's really important, which is this community and what it offers. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. But look, I'd be lying if I said I'm not absolutely fed up with the situation at the moment. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you in a bit.